the truth.
LeBron, you guys start, of course, without Anthony Davis. You put up 79 points in that first half, the most since 2006. What was that a result of?
I think defensively we were very in tune. And besides the fouling that we had in the second quarter, I thought we did a good job of just trying to neutralize what they wanted to do offensively, and which allowed us to get offensive flow. We shared the ball, we attacked, and it resulted in that first half.
Kuz gave Avery a lot of credit for the tone he was able to set on Luka. What'd you see from him, Avery?
Listen, when Avery's in the lineup, he always sets the tone for us defensively, and we just try to be the eyes and ears behind him and let him know that he's not by himself. But he's such a superior and lockdown individual defender, and it's always great to have him on the floor.
For you?
Key to winning these last 7 in a row.
It's not about how many you can win in a row. It's just how you can continue to get better in every individual game, and I thought today we did that here. We got better with our communication, we got better with our rebounding, we got better with not turning the ball over on the road, and if you're able to try to play a game as close to 48 minutes as possible, you can result in a lot of wins, and we was able to do that.
LeBron, you passed Michael Jordan tonight for 4th all time on the field goal made list. Obviously the win's most important to you, but can you talk about the love and the joy for the game that you have, knowing that each night you're passing some of the greats in the game as far as your legacy is concerned?
I think my legacy will speak for himself when I'm done. So I don't really talk about my legacy. I think when you're on a journey and you're in a marathon, to be able to have feats along that way is pretty special. And anytime I'm linked with the greats, tonight being MJ himself, is special. So, like I said, post game, hopefully I continue to make the greats proud, live on their legacy, and hopefully I continue to make my family and my fans proud as well. So. That's what it's about.
LeBron, we know you thought about Luka Doncic is often compared to you for what he's doing at age 20 compared to what you did at age 20. Obviously, you've grown a lot. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to superstardom. What advice would 35-year-old LeBron give 20-year-old Luka as he continues to grow in this league?
I don't know, man. If we sat down and he asked for advice on anything, I can give it to him, but I don't think that's for me to ramp off right now in front of you guys. I think he's well beyond his years, and he shows that both on the floor and off the floor. And obviously it's no question about it. Have a great one here.
35, 16 boards, 7 assists, 16 is a season high for you, all under the weather. What did this one take from you?
Just my mind. If your mind's not into it, then nothing else matters. So, even in the conditions that I'm in, the way I'm feeling right now, is just, if I'm on the floor, I got to try to make plays happen for our team. And, I have the luxury of having 14 other guys, 15 other guys that have faith in me and belief in me, and they allow me to go out and do the things that I have to do, no matter if I'm sick or not. So, it's just for me to be able to just make plays and make some, do whatever it takes for our team.
Jared, can you please break down this tweet that I'm reading? Jared, our new 5-man Dudley.
I told Coach Fogel, no more 4 for me. I'm only playing small ball 5 if you need me. Nah, it's just funny. It's just that's my role in this team. Anything they need, and both our 5s get in foul trouble, and I had nothing in doubt. I knew what I can do: stay in front, give the ball to LeBron, make some shots, and it's easy, man. I don't think people realize how deep we are. I mean, I was starting playoff games last year. Now I'm 14, 15. Man, this is the role I wanted.
Tell them.
People forget about that. I chose this, so no, it's good. It's good for me to be here and good to contribute to show not only the coaching staff, players, I can still play at a high level.
Many think that it's just about scoring, too, when it comes to this league, but Frank was praising your ability to defend, too, no matter what the position is. What goes into that process? I
would have been out of the league a long time ago if it was just about scoring. And people got to realize, the young generation, for me, it's positioning, knowing the players out there, what they love to do. With Luka, we're sending him right the whole time. But for me was, hey, stay in front, take Luka's 3-ball away, and don't foul him. He's flopping half the game, and then offensively, it's really easy. Rondo, LeBron, high IQ, space, know when to cut. It's about timing, and then make shots. Because when you make shots, you stay on the floor, and you do interviews here for Spectrum.
We're going to get into LeBron's performance in just a minute, but Kuz credited Avery for his defensive ability on Luka. What kind of tone was he able to set for you guys?
I thought Kuz offensively, I think that he might not say it, but knowing AD's out there, every young player loves to start. I thought he knew he was going to get 25 to 30 minutes. He came, set the tone offensively, attacking, not just selling for the three ball. And his whole thing, his development is for us is, can you be a playmaker through a lob? I think I was either JaVale or Dwight. Defensively, not fouling. And I think that his length, I don't think he knows how tall and long his arms are. And so when he can stay in front and just contest, man, this league is tough to make long twos in this league, and he's getting better by the day.
One thing I learned, I got to speak up a little louder when I talk to you. How about AB, Avery Bradley, his defense on Luka?
Oh, man, my father talking about Kuz. I got good Kuz love anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
Avery Bradley's our best defensive player. It's easy. I think the way he can move his hips and get through screens, he's a bulldog out there. He's going to pick you up and he was sick. And for the way he came out, hit those threes early on, I knew we were going to win the game, because when our role players like myself, mostly Danny Green, AB, we hit shots, we're going to win games. But defensively, he's the head of the snake. Our bigs block the shots, but it's up to Avery, though.
When you hear that LeBron is experiencing flu-like symptoms, what goes through your mind in terms of what you are going to get from him?
MJ Game 6 Utah Jazz. That's what I think. Man, listen here, man. That man's superhuman. I mean, you could just see how his body, he was pacing himself, getting everyone involved. So what you have to do is, hey, just keep it close, hit timely shots, and then he's going to come around. I don't care if he's playing bad. First quarter, third quarter, eventually he's going to do it. And I think that our threes and our energy picked him up. And then you saw what he did. It was real easy out there.
Coach, you start this one obviously without one of your superstars, key guys. What can be said about the tone you set from the jump?
Great team effort. Set obviously with LeBron, with the performance he had tonight. Not only scoring the ball, carrying the scoring load, but doing all the little things, and see him get 16 rebounds is pretty impressive. The pace that we played with, I think in the first half, really, we want to be a hit first type of attack. Mm-hmm. And the pace that we've been playing in the last couple games showed up in that first half, and we put 45 points up, I think, in the first quarter. I think that set the tone for the night, and a lot of other guys stepped up. It was the next man up type of thing. Kuz had a terrific performance, in the starting role. Dud stepped in. A lot of guys, really stepped up, and it was a great team win.
The final 3:22 of that third quarter, you saw a lineup out there, a pretty small lineup, given the foul trouble of your bigs. What did you see from that squad?
Just competitive spirit. That's a challenge when you got a guy like Luka Doncic out there, not having any length at the basket. But Jared Dudley, plays a pseudo 5, and he understands body position. He's not the longest, most athletic guy in the league, but he's one of the best in terms of field goal percentage at the rim. Because he understands body position and verticality, getting his body in front of the basketball, making it difficult to finish. So he was strong there, but and you got LJ cleaning up the glass. So just a great team win.
Coach, what's been the key to y'all winning 7 in a row now?
I think we're committing to being in attack mode, touching the paint offensively. We picked up our offensive pace of late. And we've been pretty solid on the defensive end most of the year. So, we're winning games in different ways. This game was obviously very different than any other win that we had this year. And that's a great sign for us if you can win games different ways.
Coach, what did you like about Kuzma's mentality tonight, starting for Anthony Davis, coming out aggressive early in that first quarter, setting the tone for you guys?
Yeah, he really picked up some of the scoring load. I like that he did it for the most part within the flow of the offense. That's what we're asking him to do is just be one of the 5 players on the court. He doesn't have to fill out any other role than just be aggressive and make the right play. And he did that tonight, and not only scored the basketball but made a number of plays with the pass as well.
Coach, so obviously no Anthony tonight, but do you have just an update on how he is feeling and kind of what went into that decision ultimately?
Really no update on the medical condition. He still has the injury and is not ready to play. And, we'll see how he is tomorrow.
I know Avery was under the weather, LeBron under the weather. What's the latest on them?
Avery's going to play, but he's not feeling well. We'll have to keep a real close eye on, on how he looks and his energy level. LeBron's feeling better and is going to play.
You mentioned yesterday that without AD, this team will have to compete differently in order to win. What's the biggest point of emphasis that you're stressing right now?
Well, we all have to play to our strengths. You know what I mean? Nobody can come in and equal the production of Anthony Davis, and no one should try. We just got to come in and play to our strengths, and everybody's got to just pick up what they bring to the table a little bit more across the board. All 10 guys that are going to be out there, or more than that, and it's just got to be a collective effort.
What's your relationship? What's it been like with Rob Pelinka in light of the news today that he got a promotion?
Yeah, well, certainly I'm happy for him. Obviously he was under fire when I took the job, and a lot of it not undeserved. I admire the fact that through all of that, he's really just stuck to doing the work, committing to the work, and making great decisions. And he not only assembled a great roster, but he's he really rebuilt the whole department. When you look at hiring the medical team and changes to his scouting staff. The head coaching hire was a brilliant one, obviously, and but the entire coaching staff, all those things he's done, he's just done a great job with that, and my relationship is just fantastic. It's a great working relationship. We collaborate. It gives me a lot of feedback. A lot of ways to move the needle. And listens to me. So we're off to a great start.
I was just listening to Coach Carlisle moments ago, and he talked about the impact the last time you faced Dallas of Dwight Howard. Obviously, when AD was not in there in Indiana, Dwight had a big night. What did you see from that night that maybe he could carry over into this one?
Yeah, when you lose AD, you lose the power forward minutes that he has, but he also slides over to the center, too. So, our two centers are going to play more than they typically do. And, same thing I said earlier, it's got to be a collective effort of everybody just raising their game a little bit. And, Dwight's playing well in that game was a great example of that. And we're going to need that again tonight.
Even though you don't have AD, they don't have Porzingis, can you attack them any differently because they don't have that 7'10" guy in the middle anymore?
Yeah, they're a little smaller. With their interior defense, I think it's suffered a little bit without KP in there, much like ours probably will without Anthony in there. And, we want to have the mindset, whoever we're playing, to touch the paint, attack the basket as much as possible, and make great decisions when we get there.